Okay, let me know when you start recording. Perfect. All right, so questions. So today, sorry, I'm in a car, so feel free to ask your questions. I'll be answering. Who wants to go first? Yes, Sumit Prabhu, go ahead. You can unmute yourself and ask.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu,
Hare
since
Krishna.
no one is taking the lead, so I thought of going first. So blissful to hear you, Prabhu, in the morning. I was really amazed with your knowledge and the way actually you have weaved the entire story. Amazing, Prabhu.
Thank you.
Prabhu, yeah, Prabhu, I am coming to my question now. My question is, it is related to the material world. Generally, the world actually where we struggle to work hard and then earn something, right? So in material world, we work hard and we always actually try to achieve some goals. And the goal could be financial, goal could be anything, right? So mostly financial it is. And then after achieving that, we try to actually settle down, or we don't expect, sometimes we don't even expect the results, but we try to actually come to the spiritual world. And when we come and connect to the spiritual world at the same time, we see we don't have any milestone bound goals. At this juncture, what do you suggest? I'm not sure actually I'm able to articulate my question well or not. But what I'm trying to say is, material world we have a milestone bound goals, but in the spiritual world we stop that. What do you suggest or what do you recommend in this question?
Let's first of all, let's not separate material and
Okay.
spiritual.
Okay.
It is for a devotee. It is always spiritual. We
Yes.
should be at least aspiring to serve Krishna at any given point. So, which means that any activity we do, it should not be seen as material. It is Krishnaized. At least we should try to, right?
Okay.
If it is not. So whether it's work, whether it's being a father, a mother, doing our duties at home. Now, when it comes to spiritual, core spiritual activities like sadhana, increasing our rounds or number of hours we do reading or hearing or chanting, etc. When it comes to those things, that can also follow the same methodology as we do in our work. There's no reason why we should not have a plan. We should not have a goal. We should not measure our success in a spiritual life. Especially, I enjoy going to ISKCON Leadership Sangha because we're sometimes made to do these exercises where these kinds of goal setting is done. That where do you see as a devotee in the next 3 years?
Wow.
Which generally we do in our work settings, but as a devotee, it's nice to kind of have devotional goals that are measurable. And when we measure, only then we know we are progressing or we are digressing. So I'm a big proponent of using business principles in spiritual growth and spiritual principles in business growth. So yeah, it doesn't answer your question.
Yes, Prabhu, I agree, but it is what you said is that is your perception or how you set it for yourself. But most of the time, I'm seeing actually it is not spiritually. It is not done basis on the shastras given in the shastras or something like, okay, take life easy. Why to work so hard? We are not meant for actually working so hard like asses and dogs and whatever. And then goes everything lenient. So that's where actually my point was.
So, it depends who you are. I am a kind of person who's driven. I can't, if you tell me to be lazy and sit back and have a average life, it will be death for me. So it doesn't apply to everyone. It is for those who are ambitious and who want to do something extraordinary in life. Krishna consciousness is an all-inclusive path. And in that all-inclusive path, people like me also have a role to play, and a sannyasi has a role to play as well. A brahmachari has a role to play as well. So that's where Vaishnav guidance comes in. Getting the right Vaishnava to guide us. So if I want to be an entrepreneur, it is nice to be guided by a devotee entrepreneur. If I want to be a sannyasi or a brahmachari, then it's good to be guided by those who are in saffron.
Right.
And based on that, we go in the direction we want to go. Now, it's not like everybody, I mean, if you look at Bhagavatam, who are we reading about? Kings.
Right.
Were they driven? Hell yeah. Were they wealthy? Yes.
Yes.
Were they successful? Absolutely. Did they have material possessions? Yes.
Yes.
So what are we talking about here? Lord Chaitanya was a sannyasi. But if you look at entire Bhagavatam, it's filled with people who are not sannyasis, who are extremely successful in their so-called, material activities, which are not material, right? Because they're doing it in service to Krishna. And that's what we are learning from Bhagavatam.
But we are learning from Bhagavatam, we are not applying. That's where actually I'm seeing the disconnect, Prabhu.
That is up to us.
ISKCON is not everything you, Prabhu. You're not like full of the devotees like you. That's where my question was. You are talking about yourself, that how you drive yourself, how you are self-motivated, how you actually plan your entire devotional path. That's where you are coming to. But I wanted to understand when the spiritual references are given, and then we say that we are not meant to work like this or that, and then there is nothing.
It's not true, Prabhu.
Goal.
It's not
It's
true.
Not true.
Tivrena bhakti yogena. Tivra. It's intense. Intense bhakti yoga. That is like an arrow that goes directly to Krishna's lotus feet. So what is intense? Intense devotional service for a grihastha looks like being an intensely successful person, earning well, keeping their wife and children happy, being socially well established and respected, right? In every single way successful. That is because then they say, oh wow, Krishna devotees are like this. Versus, oh, Krishna devotees are slackers and losers and escapists.
Oh, very nice. Prabhu, may I know the reference you have given from, please? I would like to read it more, Prabhu.
Tivrena Bhakti Yogena, it's Srimad Bhagavatam. I don't remember the exact verse. Just search it.
Yes, I'll do that.
You'll find it.
I'll find it.
Shishika Prabhu actually quoted this to me while I was driving him to the airport. And I have not forgotten it, but I don't remember exactly which verse, which chapter. But you can easily find it. It's a very famous verse from Bhagavatam.
Now you have passed on to me. I will never forget it, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Amazing. This is amazing, Prabhu. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Okay. Are there others with questions?
Yes, Prabhu. I'm happy.
Anybody else has questions? Can unmute and ask. Yes, Pradeep.
If we want to set spiritual goals, how it can be, means what type of goals can be set?
So it starts with, for example, the hearing and chanting, which is the basis of our strength, our spiritual strength. So if I am, you're hearing from me, for example, in Fridays, right? Maybe you can hear a little bit more during the week from Srila Prabhupada's classes or things like that. And then chanting wise, if you're chanting one route, maybe you can focus on, hey, I want to get to 16 rounds by Janmashtami or by next year, right? Whatever is comfortable. So for example, for me, 16 rounds was very difficult. My mentor told me, do it this way. Every Ekadashi increase by 2 rounds. I was able to do it till I reached 8 rounds. After that, I came to a stagnation. He said, okay, fine. Every Ekadashi grow by 1 more round, right? So Ekadashi is every 2 weeks. So that was not very hard to do. So, okay, I'm getting used to this 8 rounds. Now I can go to 9 rounds, then 10 rounds. And eventually I reached 16 rounds. So chanting and hearing are the first sadhana aspects to focus on. Once you reach a certain standard, that hearing in a week, if you can do at least 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours, that's wonderful. And chanting, whenever you can reach 16 rounds, there's no rush, there's no pressure. Pace yourself according to what you think you can achieve, but be on a plan. be on a track so that you can see, you can track yourself if you're moving up or going down.
Okay, Prabhu. So basically, chanting is the thing that we can set as a goal.
Chanting and hearing. Hearing
Chanting and
Krishna
hearing.
Katha.
Okay.
Hearing Krishna Katha and chanting the holy name.
Okay. Okay, Prabhu.
All right. Any other questions, Prabhu? Okay. Anybody else?
Prabhuji, may I ask?
Please.
This question I feel sometimes is because we are in a family and there are other members and they have certain requirements or certain demands or certain expectations, due to which sometimes, we aren't able to follow. I had made a target that I'm definitely going to do so many rounds, but time was taken up and then, this happens. But after that, like even during what I'm doing, I'm constantly feeling a little guilty. I have not done my rounds, or I have not completed my job. Do you think that anything I can do about this? Like, is it that I should explain to them that my routines are also important?
So tell me, what are some things, if you can feel comfortable to share, what are some things that hinder your routine?
Like, for example, family has made a plan of going out. And that's usually the time that I have set, like, this time I'm going to do 4 rounds. And then it's late returning. You see, so sometimes that routine goes wrong.
So, are you still working or have you retired?
I'm working.
You're working. Okay. So I would have said that in the morning you can finish your rounds. That generally helps a lot. If not, what you can do is you can always divide things up, or next day you can double it up. So so let's say your family decides you want to go for a dinner and you missed your time for 4 rounds. So next day you wake up a little early. 4 rounds take half an hour. So if you wake up at 6 o'clock, you wake up at 5:30. And you get those 4 rounds from the last night done.
Right.
Early in the morning.
Yes.
So that is totally fine.
Right. Also, Prabhuji, I'm using the app to go along with my chanting. Is that all right? Because I hear the
app?
sound. And there is one app which somebody in one of our bhaktas had shared, Mahamantra app. And
so it is preferable that when you're chanting, you hear yourself chant the holy name rather than somebody else. Of course, if it is Prabhupada, it's nice to have it in the background. But I honestly can't focus. The goal is that you hear the holy name while you're chanting. That's the meditation. That's how you focus, right? Sounds come out of your mouth and goes through your ear.
Okay.
And you create that kind of an environment where you're chanting and you're hearing your own chant. And they focus on the sound vibration. Now, whatever helps you do that. For me, I can't hear Prabhupada and hear my own voice. It distracts me. So I always just do it myself. But everybody's different. If it helps you to hear Prabhupada's voice and you chant, fantastic. Nothing like it. Many people do that.
Sure. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Sure, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Vibhuti Mataji.
So I was just observing the type of questions people are asking. The Mataji was asking the question similar to my, that is why I planned not to ask first. Females always have the problems which are related to the family. Like she has to adjust the time. So in the first Prabhuji asked the question that how, I don't remember the question, but the answer was that a good devotee is who is looking after the family, earning good and all. So if we consider ourselves good devotees, so we have to look after the family and we have to compromise on our sleep or our comfort. for chanting because the workload is too much. So I thought maybe I am not fit for all this. But the Mataji also asked the question. She just gave the example of going out for dinner, but actually it can be so many works at home which are unforeseen, unplanned, which come and we have to serve, the family being the female. So I don't know. What I wanted to ask, like the questions are different in both, and it is really difficult to sometimes to chant, or we are so much tired some of the times ki lagta hai theek hai yaar, chanting chhod dete hain, this is the only thing which can take the back seat. Maybe I'm not a good devotee or what, but I'm really confused. Serving the family is more important, or doing this is more important, or sacrificing my sleep or comfort is more important.
Okay.
So,
So let me correct one thing that you said. I didn't say being a good devotee means taking care of your family. Everybody takes care of the family more or less. But good devotee also takes care of the family very nicely and also earns along with the devotional activities. What happens is generally people come to bhakti and forget about their family and work and try to become
okay.
loose on their duties. And as a result, they feel, "Ah, ye sab kya hai? Ye sab moh maya hai." It's not. Krishna has gifted you with a spouse, a child, and all of that, and that's your responsibility. You've taken that responsibility, and you should do your duty. But primary duty is bhakti, sadhana. That is primary duty, and part of that primary duty is taking care of family also, which is part of your bhakti. It is not outside the realm of bhakti. But if one can prioritize chanting over everything else, that is ideal. I can understand being a woman, being in family, it can be difficult, but also have faith in Krishna. He will manifest time, he will manifest opportunities, he'll manifest help. All you got to do is pray. My dear Krishna, you are the most important person in my life. I would love to chant. Please allow me the opportunity such that I have the right environment to do that. Right now, given my situation, it's difficult. And watch what Krishna does. But don't feel guilty. Guilt does not help us move forward. Guilt makes us feel bad about ourselves and makes us depressed. Feel it's a missed opportunity, right? And Krishna, I don't want to miss an opportunity to remember you. I don't want to miss an opportunity to chant your glories. So please help me. So call out to Krishna for help and then do the best you can. Krishna sees your heart, he sees your intent, and he gives you the ability that allows you to be a sincere devotee. But yes, we need to do all of it. It's not one or another. That's why it's hard to be grihastha. Why do you think I'm not married? It's hard to be a grihastha, to manage all of this, right? So, especially my best friend, he has two children. One is 4 years old, the other one is 6 years old. And I see how he struggles. So for him, the only thing he can do in bhakti is chanting, right? Because he has to take care of the kids and the wife and the job and everything else. And he is trying his best. He's always tired. He's trying his best. And that's all we can do. And that's why we are given the Vanaprastha opportunity, where, okay, once you cross 50 or 55 or 60, okay, we are done. Now we retire. And we can focus more so on the bhakti aspect of things and prioritize the bhakti aspect. Because our children have grown up, they are self-reliant, spouses are they're on their own. So we can now focus on our devotional life and move towards death in a very dignified way. That's the idea. I don't know if I answered your question. Did I?
I would like to clap if you can hear.
Okay, I'm glad. All right. Anything else? Any other
I
questions?
also need to say a big thank you, Prabhuji. You solved our problem.
I'm glad. All right. Any other questions? Prayash. Prayash, acha, you're asking me privately. I am holding the phone and the mic. I have both my hands figured. Can you unmute and ask Prayash instead of typing?
Yes, Prabhuji. It is not related to Krishna consciousness, but like it was about values and something like that. So I was recently approached by a company who just started, like it's a startup, started 2 weeks back. But then in them, like the guys are like from IITs, they have done good businesses, like they're doing 1 crore a month. They have good portfolio. But now when they are marketing for their current startup, they are showing, let's say, inflated numbers, and they have done their PRs according to that. And because they haven't got those results, but they are doing that. But I'm not sure, like I'm sure that they will achieve those numbers in the future, but they haven't got the numbers now. So my question to you is, like, should I join, and like would be your take on that?
Oh, I don't know. You should not join based on what, if they're fudging their numbers or not. You should not fudge any numbers. If you're doing marketing, you should not lie. You can't control other people. You can only control yourself.
But
Any
then
company you
like
work, sorry, go ahead.
yeah, so they are asking me to do webinars for them, so like I have to be the frontline person for them. So
Sure, you
then
do webinars, you don't lie. If they ask you to lie, you tell them, hey, I don't lie. I don't fudge numbers. Which I don't think they will ask you to do. And they'll respect you for it.
I actually
See,
had a meeting today. They're saying if we don't say these big numbers, then how would we get to, let's say, 6 crores in 9 months? So they have set
so
their goal. They have their numbers there. If I want to change the numbers, it's already in their PRs. But then it would not match, and then they are just kind of backing out from it. But like I was like, my money is good, but then I'm actually kind of in dilemma that what should I do?
it is, see, I can't make decisions for you. It is your decision. You make a choice. You always have the choice to be truthful, to, it's you should always make things look good. There's an ethical way of doing it and an unethical way of doing it. Be ethical as much as possible. If it is not possible 100%, try the best you can. Again, you're in this material world. Krishna sees your intent. Do the best you can. We are not in Vedic period.
That's where my dilemma was. So yeah, there are
Your
slight
intention is important. If you get slacky and you become a ruthless liar,
yes.
you don't care anymore. That is dangerous.
That's what I was afraid about.
Yeah, so that is dangerous. So don't let that happen to you. Do the best you can to the degree you can. And if you feel this job is not for you, don't do it. There's no pressure. Krishna will take care of you this way or that way.
Yes, that's what. So what we have discussed is like, okay, I gave him, let's say, 3 months to get all those results, which they are claiming to get, because I know they are capable. They have done it before. They will do it. So then we can just do those numbers, and until then, I can do, like,
It's not about
choose.
the number. It's about
It's
you
about the intent,
and
right?
your intent and
Yes.
your character.
Yes.
Because that's what Krishna is pleasing to Krishna, right? That is our intention. Is we want to act in such a way that we make exemplary devotees. People look at us and say, wow, what's your secret?
Mm.
We need to be the best at whatever we do. We are devotees of Krishna.
Okay. I think I got my answer, Prabhuji. Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. Next question.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, I wanted to ask why it is difficult to tell our family members or even our parents to chant.
Why do you want to tell your parents to chant?
Because I am experiencing the importance of Krishna Nam.
Okay. What is so important about Krishna Nam? Are you able to hear me?
Yes, Prabhuji. I'm trying to remind myself. There are many importance like.
So you need to first have clarity yourself.
Okay.
See, when I asked you, why is it important to chant the holy name? There is some clarity that is missing. So when you're emotional, It's nice, but when you have certain logic and you have the confidence, seeing that confidence, others also follow. So first
Okay.
you become clear why you're chanting. Why is Krishna consciousness so important? Why is it an urgent need for human society? Once you have clarity, then with that conviction, that realization, when you tell not only your parents, anyone, they will have some impact. They might not start chanting instantly, but there will be some impact. So
Okay.
you first get clarity.
Prabhuji, importance can't be one, right? Importance, there are many importance of Krishna Nam. Am
So
I
let's
right?
hear from you. Let's hear from you. What are those? What are the
Okay.
top 3 according to you?
Uh, uh, it is, firstly, it is making me realize that importance of health, that I should be very much aware about my health. I should keep my health in place, firstly. And
Yeah. Krishna consciousness teaches you about health.
to importance of health, if my body will be in place,
I
or
am
if
saying,
my
why is Krishna consciousness important? Why should your parents chant?
to
Why
get
should anyone
liberated.
chant? You said liberated?
Yes, Prabhuji, to get liberation,
And
to
why should I believe you that chanting Hare Krishna gives me liberation? I'm leading you to something. You understand, right?
yes, Prabhuji.
So, first understand why you're doing what you're doing. Why is Krishna consciousness so important? It's not about health. It's the health. It's for who you are. Death can come any moment.
Okay.
All these scriptures, so many scriptures pointing at Kali Yuga and saying that 16 syllable Hare Krishna Mahamantra is the only way to get liberation in the age of Kali. Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nam eva kevalam. Kalo, nasti eva, nasti eva, nasti eva gatinatata. In Kali Yuga, there's no other way, no other way, no other way. Chanting of the holy name is the only way, only way, only way. 3 times repeated, right? So many other scriptures are saying Padma Puran, Garuda Puran, Shrimad Bhagavatam, Kalisantarana Upanishad, Hitopadesh. Everybody's pointing to this one Mahamantra. Now, when you speak from that vantage point, facts and figures, it's a little easier to convince your parents or people who love you. When
Okay.
you have the conviction why you're doing what you're doing. So first get that conviction. First get clarity on why you are in spiritual life.
Okay.
Right? Then once you're convinced, you ask yourself, why, what is the benefit I am getting by coming to Krishna consciousness? Why am I here? What good things have happened to me? I'll tell you a story. I think I've shared it before, but I'll share it anyway. There was a guy named Crazy Peter. I'm giving a short version of the story. Basically, he was drug addicted, could hardly speak, would speak like, oh, like that. Somehow, Prabhupada, he came to Prabhupada's shelter. Prabhupada gave him, let him stay in the temple. He used to clean the temple, do menial services. One day, he saw these brahmacharis going to book distribution. And he said, I also want to do book distribution. They said, you can hardly talk. What will you distribute books? He said, no, I want to go with you guys. He hopped on the van, went with the brahmacharis. While the brahmacharis, parked their van and were having breakfast before book distribution, he took a bag of books and he started distributing them. The brahmacharis saw that he's person came back empty-handed. And he asked, the brahmacharis were like, what did you do with the books? He said, I sold them. Sold? How? What did you say? He said, I said, this book saved me. He can save you too. Read this Bhagavad Gita. It can save you. And people bought it. They saw totally convinced that this
Prabhuji, your
is
voice is
the
not
way.
clear.
To,
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Your voice
is it
is
clear
not
now?
clear. Yes,
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
yes.
So his conviction that he's, what is the last thing you heard?
This book saved me. This will
Right.
save you.
Right. So with conviction that he said, that conviction people could pick up that it is real. And based on that, they took the books from him. Right? So same way, you don't have to be a pundit, but at least you should have the conviction on why you are in Krishna consciousness. What are the benefits to you for Krishna consciousness? And when you say that with conviction to others, it is natural for people to latch on to it. Because they can see the genuine, the honest aspect of what you're saying. Do you understand? So build your faith. Let Krishna do miracles in your life. And then you talk from realization. How real is this Krishna consciousness and how wonderful is this process and how it has helped you and how it can help others too. Does it make sense?
Yes, Prabhuji.
You want to ask anything else?
Yes, Prabhuji. Now when I say this to my sister or my friends, that I am realizing something when I chant, like since 2 years or 2.5 years.
Don't preach to your parents and sisters yet.
Okay.
First, don't preach to anyone yet. You first do it yourself. You become a little mature in your Krishna consciousness. Once you have the conviction, then you start sharing. Because right now it's premature and they might stop you, discourage you from doing it. My friend that I mentioned in that video in the morning, Rusbek Khan from Iran, who got initiated before me. Now his name is Radha Krishna Das. He used to go home in Iran because he's from a Muslim family. He would wake up 4 o'clock in the morning. By 6 o'clock, he would be done with the 16 rounds. By the time his family would get up, he would have been done with his Krishna consciousness activities.
Okay.
And he never told his parents and friends and everybody else. Finally, after initiation, he told them, I have converted to Vaishnavism. And this is who I am. He's shaved off with the shikha and everything. Full-fledged devotee. So there is a time you shouldn't talk about these things. And there is a time when you can talk about it. So be intelligent.
They also chant.
Then why do you have to tell them to chant?
They also chant, but they are not disciplined about it. So I don't
you don't
tell
have to
them
be
to
their
chant,
guru.
but
You don't have to be their guru. You focus on your own chant.
Okay.
People, generally family members, don't like to hear from family members policing on them on Krishna consciousness.
Okay.
Let the guru, mentor, somebody else do that job. You don't have to do that.
Okay.
Okay? You focus on your sadhana, you become a nice devotee.
Okay. Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you. I got
Anything
my
else?
answer.
Any other questions you have? Okay. Anybody else has any questions?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I want to ask a quick question. First of all, wonderful questions from other Prabhujis and Matajis, and I also wanted to ask something in the same line. So we get to read something about, like I remember one of the verses in which it was mentioned, Sama Dukha Sukha Shami, right? In Bhakti Yoga. I guess it was chapter 12. So, like, to be equipoised in situations of happiness as well as distress, right? Keeping in mind that, our seed-giving Father, Krishna, is there. But To be honest, like I would just say, from my own personal perspective, because I'm not that matured in Krishna consciousness yet, living in material surroundings, interacting with other conscious beings, and working in a completely in a world where everybody doesn't have the same principles. Sometimes it's actually not that easy to have that the same conviction or the same state of mind to always be in the same state or be in equipoise, considering being conscious beings and emotional beings as well as intellectual beings, right? So, and as the three states of nature also there, so we often get affected, and those are the moments, right, where it's actually difficult, right? So though we are in Krishna consciousness, what would you suggest? Because like someone like me who is just starting their journey, or I consider myself as a very newborn baby, I would say, in Krishna consciousness, to always have faith or keep on moving, right? Because sometimes it becomes
So
not
newborn
that easy.
baby is not expected to run, Aparna. A newborn baby learns to crawl. That's good enough. You can't be always Krishna conscious being a newborn baby, right? Or a newborn bhakta. So do the best you can. Krishna sees and he helps you move forward. He helps you, with inspiration, and you keep moving in the right direction. So you're not expected to be a pure devotee. That's where problems happen. When you artificially, you see that this is the standard of the scriptures, and we want to kind of rush there, being sincere devotees, we want to be there, but we are not. And it needs time, it needs maturity. And it's only natural that it takes time. It's only natural that we're used to material life, and it's not going to just go away like that. So, given that situation, do the best you can. Slowly, slowly, you'll gain faith. Slowly, slowly, your heart will be purified. Slowly, slowly, your tendencies will be removed, material tendencies. Slowly, slowly, more opportunities will come. And Krishna will hold your hand and walk you through to his lotus feet. But just be in the process. That's all. Don't leave the process of Krishna consciousness for any reason. Just be in the process, fumble, fall, struggle, get up, keep trying, keep trying, keep trying. And Krishna will see your sincerity and he'll pull you through. Does it help, Aparna?
Yes, it does. I have another question.
Sure.
And I was just looking at the video. And
while you're asking that question, I want to just say, Amit Prabhu, your daughter is extremely cute.
I was going to say the same thing. When I was seeing the video and I saw the newborn baby, right? So it's so wonderful. Very cute. Very cute. Yeah. So that is the thing, right? I guess innocence and, when I think when we mature, actually, we become more affected by our intelligence. I think it's all sometimes better to be, having that childlike consciousness also, right? Which is so pure. Yeah. And I think that's also good. My second question was actually something else. It's more of a suggestion as or I would say a proposal, maybe in front of the group, considering like everybody, right? Because I joined, I remember I did not join much back, right? Less than a year, but I'm sure that when this started, maybe we got a chance to introduce. But I also saw many new members joining after me. Like I was always like, that's how I am. Like I love to know whom I'm interacting and know their stories, because when I hear their voice, because I'm joining from a very altogether a different place, but I love this group, and I never miss any sessions. So I was wondering if we could arrange, if everybody is okay, if we can, if required, if everybody is uncomfortable in a recorded one, even an unrecorded, to share how they started the Krishna consciousness journey. Like what was that that, what do you call that, turning point, I would say, or one thing that motivated them to drive towards Krishna? Because the stories sometimes inspire, I think
Oh,
everybody
yes.
has a beautiful story. And to make this also group, that's just my suggestion, and it also depends on the other, our respected other devotees, and I do respect their opinions as well. So I was just putting my proposal forward to have one session just to understand like how we came into Krishna consciousness and what inspires them to move forward.
I think it's a brilliant suggestion. I think we can probably dedicate a Friday for that and do that. I think that's very nice. In fact, there is a series on Hare Krishna TV that says how I came to Krishna consciousness. And yeah, it's always exciting to hear how Krishna does his magic and brings his devotees to his lotus feet. So yeah, would love to do that. I think that's a great suggestion. Thank you, Aparna. Okay,
Hare
anything
Krishna.
else?
Prabhuji, if
Yes.
we do that session, a lot of people would say your name, including me.
I have very little to do with anything,
You
but yeah.
you gave the seed of bhakti, so yeah, you should get credit for that.
All right. Any questions? Thank you very much, Prayesh. I appreciate it. But yeah.
Avelo Prabhu, I have a probing question from Prayas Prabhu. Hi, if you allow.
You asking a question to Prayesh?
No, I am from his question. I have a probing question
Okay.
on
Yeah,
that
go ahead,
particular
please.
scenario.
Sure,
So Prayas Prabhu said actually there's a company who is doing actually all malpractices and forging numbers and asking him to join. So he knows that situation now. So I am asking the probing question, like if the situation is like this, someone is actually hiring a person, giving all the right figures, and later on someone discovers that okay, the figures whatever was given is not matching and it is all fake. Someone is actually trying to construct the entire building on the basis of what the lies and all. So how at that juncture actually will someone is supposed to react? I know truthfulness has to be actually there in between, but if in case he has already caught up in a situation where he is already following the malpractice, then how do he correct it?
You don't have to correct other people. You just don't do it yourself. That's what I suggested to him, that you don't have to lie. You don't have to fudge the numbers. If they tell you, don't do it. Now, I also see every person has their nuances, right? I don't know. Prayash might need that money. They're paying very well, he mentioned. So I don't want to tell him that don't take that job. Maybe that money is very important for him right now and given this stage of his life.
Yes.
So if that is the case, then do the best you can. Krishna understands that you're doing your best. As long as the intent is clear that we are trying our best to survive in this material world and also uphold dharma. But being fundamentalist is not always recommended. Right? If you are a sannyasi, yes, there is extreme requirements to be a sannyasi. That's why there is so much that goes into it. But when you're a grihastha, you're really, and in Kali Yuga, in this world, it's hard. So do the best you can.
It's very hard.
That's what Prabhupada would always
So
say.
Prabhupada also,
Even Prabhupada's case, many times people would have to get divorced or do things that the scriptures don't provide any opportunity for. Prabhupada said, I wouldn't recommend it, but if that's your only option, do the best you can. Right? Even sometimes, one person who was gay, and he said, Prabhupada, this is all I know. This is what I can do. Prabhupada said, fine, find a male friend and do the best you can. Chant Hare Krishna together. Right? Do our scriptures provide anything for that? Not really, not very clearly.
No.
But Prabhupada said, do the best you can. So, yeah, I don't know what Prayash's situation is. I'm not going to tell him, hey, it's an unethical organization, don't go there. He knows, he's an adult. If he has a choice, he will make a choice. If he has no choice, he will do the best he can.
So Prabhu, my question is, even Prabhupada said once, lies in a business kind of accepted. But in this situation,
Krishna says
actually,
that
is
in
it
Bhagavad.
accepted?
For Vaishyas, certain things are allowed. Yes.
Yes, yeah, yes, exactly. I meant the same. Thank you. So is in Prayash case, is it the same thing actually? Is it accepted like
Again, you should not take advantage of that. Like I said, do the best you can. We are conscientious. Yes, scriptures give us certain freedom. At the same time, Krishna also sees, are we taking advantage of the freedom, or our intention is clear that we want to please Krishna, right? So
Yes,
in
Prabhuji.
that situation, do the best we can.
Because Prabhuji, we always have a choice, right?
We always have a choice.
Because
Yes,
in
yes.
the, I'll share one instance. I was closing a deal, and like we were doing the done for you service for the first time, and I clearly told the guy, we have results, but we don't have case studies. This is the price. Let's say this is a $23,000 deal. I'm going to charge you, let's say, $5,000, and he actually saw that intent that we are capable enough to do it, and we are willing to help him. He actually signed up. I didn't lie about we have done this big things, but he saw the intent. He joined. So yeah, it's just always about intent, and we always have a choice.
So there's the answer. So depending on how deep our faith is, depending on who we are, depending on what our situation is, it's a lot of variables. Krishna consciousness is not a box. It is not a, like right, wrong. Krishna is not cruel. Krishna is extremely kind, and we have to make sure we don't take advantage of his kindness. But within that framework, do the best you can. That's the mantra.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. You are
Any
breaking
other
up.
questions?
Yeah, you are breaking up enough, in fact. But what I could make out is do the best choice. That's what I could hear actually in business, at least. Thank you, Prabhu.
Yes. Thank you. Anything else?
Yeah. Hare Krishna,
Yeah.
Prabhuji.
Hare
Yeah,
Krishna.
a little difficult question to ask, but I am having bringing the courage in me. So, if we take Hare Krishna Mahamantra, like if we pray to God Krishna, we go to Vaikunt. So, all the people who are praying to like the Sardars or the Muslims, they are praying to their God. So, they are also going to Vaikuntha, or like what?
um, okay. How do I answer this question? See, it is not Vaikuntha, because you go where your intention is. If your intention is, I want to go to Krishna, you go to Krishna. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Yati deva vrata deva, pitriyanti pristivata, bhutyajanti bhutani, mad bhakta labate param. So if you worship the demigods, you go to the demigods. You worship the bhoot pret, you go where they are. You worship your forefathers, you go where they are. You worship me, you come to me. So just by worshipping Allah, for example, that's kind of like the Brahma Jyoti, right? The impersonal existence of God. That's where you go if you do everything right, of course. If you're harming people and doing all the other things, don't expect to go to Brahma Jyoti. But the point is, that's what it is. Allah is uh, the impersonal aspect of God. The Christian idea, that is also impersonal, the Holy Ghost or the Holy Spirit, right? Jesus Christ is the Son of God, but actual God, according to them, is the Holy Spirit. So you worship that. What are you doing? The impersonal liberation. Now, just give me a second. So it depends. I can't say for sure about other religions. One thing is for sure, if they have done enough pious credits, if they're intentional enough, if they are sincere enough in their pursuit of God consciousness, then they will be born. If they take a birth, they will be born in a devotional family and pursue Krishna consciousness. That is for sure. That might be a little controversial to say that, but I'm just repeating the disciplic succession.
So I was born in a family where like Durga Mata is prayed. So maybe previous whatever, like previous karma or what. So now I am totally converted. It took me lot of effort. I cannot tell you how much effort. And because I was born with the prayers of Durga Mata, and then now, so what in my
Me
next
too.
birth? Because I'm going to get the birth. I know I am not a
Don't
big devotee
worry.
that I'm not
You
going to
have
get a
been
devotee.
coming to Philosophy Friday for a few years now. You have been, I hope you're chanting, you're taking care of the cows so nicely. You're doing such nice things, Mataji. You will be taken care of by Krishna. It's between you and Krishna. See, if we don't become pure devotees, we might not end up going back to Godhead. But whatever birth we take, it will be in a devotee family, and Krishna will be there with you, walking you to the next step, whatever the next phase might be. So there is no loss in the process. Krishna is now with you. He will be there with you in the next life, and he'll be there with you in Vaikuntha also.
Understood. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. 8:27. Okay. Any last question? Thank you very much. Oh, go ahead, Shivani.
Prabhuji, what is the difference between Dikshit Bhakt and aspiring Bhakt? Should we focus on to get Diksha in this life? If
What's the first one you said? What bhakt?
Dikshit, who had got
I
Diksha.
couldn't understand Shivani Bhat. Oh, Dikshit Bhakt and aspiring. Well, Dikshit matlab it's like, somebody who has committed. Like you're dating someone versus you're married. When you're dating, nothing changes between dating and marriage. I mean, some things change, but the commitment is more public and it's set in stone when you're married. Now that you're married, you're not going to look here and there. So Dikshit Bhakt, somebody who has gone through initiation, is somebody who's committed his life to this process and has taken certain vows that they will follow, right? So that shows commitment and sincerity. Can it be done without Diksha? Yes. But what needs a guru? That's a requirement in one's bhakti process. Whether it's official Diksha or unofficial Diksha, you need to show your serious commitment. That's what it is. Are there people who've gone back to Godhead without getting Diksha? Sure. Right?
Okay.
But the process, if you tell me how do you graduate, how do you get a PhD? You go through your thesis, you go through all the processes, and you get your PhD. Are there people who get PhD as a honor? Yeah, people have not gone through all of that, but they've done tremendously good work, and so they're gifted a PhD. Yeah, so that's valid as well. So but most cases, for most of us, we have to go through the actual process, and the actual process is commit to a guru, surrender to the process, follow it strictly, follow the guidelines, and get initiated.
Okay. Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Hare Krishna, everyone. Have a good night.
Hare Krishna.